Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, as we welcome you into Preston Gym as tonight the Lady Indians come home and will take on the Minico Spartans here tonight. As for the Indians, who've won 8 out of their last 10 matches overall, they come in with a 9-5 record so far on the year, and looking to continue to play hard up until a possible berth to regionals come out, and then if all goes well, we'll see if they can go to state. The way they're playing very, very well. Minico, however, has had their struggles so far this year. They're winless on the season. As for the Indians, well, they'll try to keep it going here tonight. They're coming off a couple of games on Tuesday. Won a straight sets win over Burley, and then a 4-set loss to Mountain Home, a very tough match. It's the second tough match in the last couple of weeks that Preston has had. We couple that with the match that they lost against Wood River. Well, it's a couple of tough matches that really broke up that 8-game winning streak. So we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll visit with the head coach of the Preston Indians. Kalaska Haskell will be our guest as we continue right after this. This is Lady Indians Volleyball.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
The Preston Indians football team has won 3 games in a row, and they look to extend that streak this Friday when they host the Bonneville Bees. The Indians are on a roll as they've matched their longest winning streak in 5 years. Come support the Indians for a homecoming game this Friday night. Our game day coverage starts at 6:30 in the evening, and the kickoff is at 7 p.m. Catch all the action on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and on mylocalradio.com. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Hey, I'm Angie Weeks. I am the office manager here at West Motor Ford. We are excited to have lots of new inventory on the lot. We're excited to invite everybody to come in and check out our lifetime powertrain warranty. It comes with every vehicle we sell that's under a certain number of miles, and it is a fantastic deal. My son actually just bought a car and was able to get that with his vehicle, and it's been a lifesaver for us. This is Angie with West Motor Ford in Preston, Idaho. Come in and see us today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
KACH.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Our guest is Lady Indian Volleyball head coach Kalaska Haskell. Your girls had a pretty good trip to Burley earlier in the week. You started out the day with a win over the host team Burley, but then lost a very tough match against Mountain Home. Let's start out by talking about the 3-set sweep against the home team Burley.
Yes, absolutely. So in that match, it was a lot of control for our teams, and it was a good warm-up for us. I think, too, you're given a different pace sometimes with different teams and what they put together, and for us it was a little bit slower, but we really had to make sure we were controlling and then executing right out the off the bat for that. We also had a lot of great serving in that set that really helped us move that pace along and kind of just work them out of system.
You say it was a good warm-up for you guys, and it really was, because everything you tried to run out there worked.
Oh, absolutely. They got to move the ball around. They got to try some new things. It kind of kept them on their toes a little bit, just because it wasn't always textbook volleyball that they, work to achieve themselves. And so they expect that to kind of come at them. And so it kind of kept them on their toes to make sure they were doing what they were supposed to and reading the ball and then putting it right back into play and then executing on that ball. And so for them, that was really nice because it kind of got the ball rolling, because sometimes we like to start out slow. So that helped us to get out of the gate and get going and kind of prepare us a little bit for Burley.
Do you look at Maddie Whitehead as a leader or the leader on the floor for you? Because it seems like every time she's out there, something good is going to happen when she touches the ball, or at least in the area of the ball.
Oh, absolutely. We call her our defensive leader. She guides that back row. There are several times during a match that I'll say, hey, be my bulldog. And that's always her goal. She wants to be a bulldog. She wants to get as many touches as she can, and she wants to guide and lead them and keep their spirits high when they have a hard ball that they sometimes don't manage super well, or if she has a bad ball that she gets caught by. They're really good about picking themselves up, and she kind of sets that tone for our back row and pushes them to get every ball up that they can.
Talk about her defensively, but her serving on Tuesday night was incredible. At one point between the second and third sets, serving 26 straight points.
Yeah, absolutely. So she goes back to that line and she nails the spots every single time. She's just a very consistent server for us, and she knows how to work a team. And for that, we can always count on her at that line.
Then you move on to the other set, the other match against Burley, that didn't quite go so well. I'm just not sure if the girls just looked at the other team and just made them a little bit uneasy, or just the idea of playing two sets in one night just kind of took it away from them.
Yeah, so you would have thought, we used that as a warm-up game against Mountain Home, that we were ready to go. And I think that kind of shocked me a little bit. We started out slow. We started off a little timid. And it was really rocky. And we kind of had to make a decision whether we were going to get going or not get going. And it took us quite a bit. Obviously, we hung in there with them, but we could never kind of take control of the game. And that was a big thing for us that isn't our normal. And so finally, in the third set, it was go time. If we didn't make a decision then, it was over. And so they really pushed themselves. They committed to some things to improve their game, each and every individual, and then they kind of drove off of that, and that helped us in the third set. But for our team, that was a really timid, a little hectic and chaotic of a game, or a match in general for us. So we're hoping that kind of flips and reminds us of the things that we really need to work on, and that we can get back in the gym and get going on those things.
Michaela Tolman is a very difficult player to defend, and she looked like she was at times not even trying. She was out there it's like a day on the beach, just having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. So 6'2" players, left-handed. What an advantage that would be in high school. My girls don't see that often, and I don't think anyone in our district sees that often. She's by far the tallest competitor that we have, and the most tricky, being left-handed as well. So yeah, she puts a lot of pressure on there. She comes out and establishes herself with some good hard swings, makes you play that defense. And then, yeah, she had a lot of easy tips and pushes and things like that were readable balls, but we were just glued for her hard swing, and that threw us off quite a bit.
It seemed like she could sense where the defense was going to be. If they backed off, she went hard. If they came in close, she just went with that little flip shot back, and she always tucked it just inside the back line.
Oh, absolutely. She's very smart, court awareness going on. She sees out of the side of her eyes for her vision. She runs the court, and that's a great key for her, and something for us to really work on to make sure that we're ready for every ball.
So you got Minico coming up later on Thursday night. What do you have to do to get ready for Minico?
We haven't really seen them. I know that they've been at one of the tournaments we were at, but they were never in our bracket. And so we haven't really gotten to play them or anything like that. But of course, we're just going to go out there and play our game and set the tone and the pace of the game is our goal. And kind of push them to their limits and then identify their strong points and then attack their weak points.
The best part is maybe you get to play on your home floor. It doesn't seem like that gets to happen very much.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. We've been on the road a lot, and so it's nice to be back here and have our fans and our support team, and so that'll be nice.
Best of luck coming up on Thursday night.
Absolutely. Thank you.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
Football season is back. Reignite your spark right here. Aggie football on the Aggie Sports Network.
The Aggies return home this Saturday as they host Colorado State. Pregame is at 4:30 on Saturday afternoon. The kickoff is at 5:30.
Follow the Aggies all season long on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH Preston, Cache Valley's home for Utah State Athletics.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at MyLocalRadio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
It's time for Preston Lady Indians Volleyball. All the excitement of Preston Lady Indians Volleyball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care that you will find in all of Cache Valley. By Stokes Market and True Value. By Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park community here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest, on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of any of the descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, is strictly prohibited.
At the twilight's
Well, hi again, everybody. Welcome here to Preston Gym, as tonight the Preston Indians will take on the Minico Spartans. Glad to have you along with us here this evening. Dan Hubbard with you here at the gym. For the Spartans, coming winless on the year, trying to end that here this evening. As for Preston, they've won 8 out of the last 10, and they come into the match tonight with a 9-5 record. Preston will be back home again here next week, next Thursday, as the Jerome will be here. That's set to start at 6 o'clock. And then the varsity match will be about 7:30. Then they go back on the road. On October the 8th, they go back to Minico. And then on the 10th, they go to Pocatello. And then senior night, the last game of the year, against that Burley team again that they had struggled with a couple of nights ago. That'll be on October the 15th. And again, 6 o'clock for the JVs and 7:30 for the varsity game that'll get things started coming up. That's on the 15th to wrap up the regular season. And then the possibility of a play-in game on the 17th, and then districts the 19th, 22nd, and the 24th. But not to get too far ahead of ourselves, still have a very important match to play tonight against the Spartans of Minico. And even though they are winless on the year, those are the type of teams that you don't necessarily want to have to play. Those are the hungry teams that when they get down, they can have to come back and be very, very strong and very difficult to handle given the situation. So hopefully things will go okay tonight for the Indians as they introduce the starters and the teams from both sides. As the head coach of the Spartans, Rihanna Stimson. And of course for the Indians, it's Karaska Haskell, as we heard from her before the game today. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, Preston Indian football team takes to the field for a homecoming game. As homecoming tomorrow night with the Bonneville Bees in town tomorrow evening. We'll have the pregame show for you tomorrow night starting at 6:30, as the kickoff will be at 7. We've been announcing all week that the West Side game is on Friday night. It was actually changed, and the West Side game will actually be on Saturday evening, as West Side will be on the road at Aberdeen. Again, you'll be able to hear the game live on mylocalradio.com on Saturday, and then a full rebroadcast following the Utah State game on Saturday evening, as Utah State will be at home against the Colorado State Rams coming up this Saturday. We'll have that coverage for you as well. So both teams out onto the floor as we are about ready for the opening set of tonight's match. And for the Indians, they'll look to keep things going as the string of great matches they've put together continue. Even though the 2 matches they've lost out of their last 10 have been very difficult matches, a 5-setter against Wood River and a tough 4-set match the other night on the road against Burley. Or against Mountain Home, I should say. So we'll see how things go tonight as the first serve is put up by Hannah Stevenson. And at the net, partially blocked in play, but it's going to fall in front of Drew Despain, who gets a start tonight. And it's 1-0 in favor of Minico. Minico wearing black with red numerals, Spartans across the back. The Indians at home in their blue uniforms tonight, white numerals on the back, and that's an ace, as that's dropped just inside the line. And Minico goes up 2-0 here in the first set. Serving for Minico is Sherry Tanner, a sophomore. And then after the ace, she gives it right back on a service error. So Preston has their first point of the match, and it's 2-1, and Preston will serve. And it'll be Abby Keller who will serve here first this evening for the Indians. Good deep serve. They'll set in the back set at the net. That's blocked at the net. The attempt by Stimson. Again at the net, kept alive again by the Indians over on the Preston side. And at the net, not able to get it back out of the net was Haley Meek. It really wouldn't have mattered much because even if she touched it and got it back up, well, chances are it was going to be 4 hits on the Indians anyway. So the serve goes back over to Minico as Preston has it. They'll set it for Haley. Is dug out. They get it back over on the Preston side again as it's back deep. Comes to Haley Meek again on the left side. That's dug out as Tanner has that one back up. And now that's put into the net as Megan Sanders comes up with the hitting error. And it's 3-2. Preston has the serve back. Here is Maddie Whitehead to serve, and right off the bat picks up an ace and ties the set at 3. Of course, Whitehead, if you heard our pregame interview with Coach Haskell, she reeled off point after point after point on her serve between the first and second sets. In fact, at one point she delivered 26 points in a row on her serve. Back set again. That's going to go wide, and that's another hitting error for Megan Sanderson. Preston leads for the first time today, 4-3 here in set number 1. Set in the middle this time. Little short shot is in as the point picked up by Allison Vorwaller. And we're tied at 4-4 after the side out. So Minico will serve yet again. As this is Vorwaller to serve. Nice dig on the return of serve. It comes to Sparks into the net, and the point stays again with Minico. Preston's hit the ball into the net a couple of times and not able to get it out. They trail by a point as it's 5-4 here in the first. Vorwaller will serve again. She is one of 4 sophomores on the team, and that's an ace. Second ace of the first set for the Spartans, and they go up 6-4 over Preston. Vorwaller's next serve is dug out neatly. Keep it on the floor, and they'll just bump it over as Whitehead does the honors and picks up the point. She hit the soft spot. A couple of Spartans got together to try to play it, but couldn't get it back up high enough to where everybody could get to it. Side out, and the point again goes back over to the Indians, and Sage Meek will now serve. Sage had a great match, 2 matches in fact, the other night at the Triangle in Minico as that is out of bounds, and ties the match at 6 as the Indians again pick up the point. Brittany Coyle hits out of bounds. So Sage Meek will serve again at the net. That's again going to go long. Was it touched? They're going to say yes, it was touched at the net by the Indians. So a point for Minico, another side out. And now Megan Sanderson will drop back and serve for the first time. For Preston, kind of off to a slow start here tonight. As nice return of serve, nice and high. They'll keep it alive. They'll bump it onto the court. Keller puts it over, back onto the Minico side. Outside set, they go down the line. Sage Meek has that. Outside set comes to Haley Meek. That's too long. Another point for Minico. It's 8-6. Haley had another one of her solid matches the other night, too, at the Triangle matches in Burley. Good solid performances from both of the Meeks. Sage digs out the serve. Outside set to Haley. Is off the hands of the back row, and a point for the Indians. So Haley has that. Preston back to within a point at 8-7. A couple of players in and out here for the Spartans. As Drew Despain will drop back and serve here for the first time. Preston has it back on their side of the net, and it's windward, dug out on the little short shot. Again, touches the net on the block attempt, and Preston has control of it. Back outside to Keller. Puts it down. That's off the hands of Taylor Stroud. And the point is good. So we're tied again at 8-8. And again, Despain serves for the Indians. That's going to be way long. Point for Preston. They go back on top 9-8. Again, Despain's serve. That's kept in play this time by Despain. Deep on the back line and into the net. Bad set by the Indians. Ties the set at 9-9 after the side out again for the Spartans. And Emily Swinson, one of the few seniors on the team, will drop back and she will serve. The lefty. Nice deep serve. Kept alive by Whitehead, just barely over the net. Preston has it again. Wow, kept alive. Great play in the back row. As diving to keep the ball alive was Brianna Coyle. Set deep and out of bounds. Still a bit too deep for the Indians as they hit that one too long. They go back up on top, does Minico, 10-9. Taylin Stimson with the serve. Preston has it. Keller will just knock it over to get it out of trouble. Outside again, the set there, blocked at the net, and it just does keep it alive, do the Spartans. As it comes to Stimson again, she bumps it over. Preston keeps it alive. Outside, Keller, big hit, is out of bounds, but it was touched. Ties the set at 10-10 as Keller hits one off the block and has it stay in bounds. So tied at 10. Here's Haley Windward now will serve for the Indians. Good serve. Outside set on the far side. Sage Meek has that. It's going to come over and land out of bounds. So that'd be an error on Meek and a point for Minico, who go back up on top by a score of 11-10. Here's the serve by Coyle. And that's off the hands of Stimson and out of bounds. Give the kill again to Abby Keller. She has 3 already here in the first set. And we're tied again at 11 on the side out. And now Hannah Stevenson will serve again for her second time here in the first set. In the middle. Set there. That's going to be too long. Hit too long by Vorwaller. Just a hair long, but Preston will take it, and they go back up again by a point. Serve at the net and put down as Abby Keller throws it down just over the net. Preston goes up by 2. It's now 13-11. As Stevenson will serve again. Short serve, dug out neatly. They keep it alive and pick up the point as they hit it right at Despain's feet. She can't dig it out. Preston's still up by a 13-12 score here in the first set. A couple of subs in and out here for Minico. As serving is Sherry Tanner. Preston has to get this one over as they keep the ball alive. They set it deep in the back row. Middle set, and that's in. Big hit by Vorwaller, then ties the set at 13. So 13-13. Tanner serves again. Deep again into the back row. Outside set comes to Keller. Miss hit. That's a mistake by Abby. And Minico again goes back up on top. Abby pretty solid normally, just trying to bump that over and get it over the net. But that time she mishit it off the heel or the palm of her hand and hit it into the net. And that's followed by a service error by the Spartans, and we're tied at 14 here again. So here's Keller to serve. Abby's serve nice and deep. Again, they'll set it on the outside. That's just tapped over this time by Stimson. Outside set comes to Meek. Off the block, kept alive. Outside again. This comes to Sanderson. That's dug out in the back row. Back up front, Sparks just knocks it over for the Indians. As the Spartans again will give it right back. That's off the hands of Keller, diving to try to keep the ball alive as it was headed for the far corner, and she wasn't able to. That's a point for the Spartans, and they go up 15-14 here in the first set. As that was it kept alive? Whitehead dove for it. I guess she wasn't able to quite get it as they call that a point. Serve off the top of the net. Kept alive by the Indians. Outside, Haley Meek picks up her first point. 16-15. Preston back to within one. As that's down again. As not able to keep that ball alive right in front of her was Sherry Tanner. And this time now we're tied at 16. Just barely over the net. Hannah Meek bumps it over straight up in the air. 50-50 ball is won there by Sparks. Sparks picks up the block and the point, and Preston goes up 17-16, and we have a timeout on the floor. Preston leading here in the first set, 17-16. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Back here to Preston Gym. Indians on top, 17-16 here in the first set. Dan Hubbard with you. Don't forget Preston football tomorrow night. Pre-game show starting at 6:30. Homecoming against Bonneville. Whitehead to serve here for the Indians, and it's too long. Service error ties the match. 17-17 here in set number one. So the service error gives the point back to Minico as Vorwaller will serve. And this will be bumped over from the back row by Keller. Middle set, nope, back set this time. That's going to be off the hands of Stevenson and out of bounds, as it's Megan Sanderson picking up her first point of the match and giving Minico a 1-point lead, 18-17, as we play here in the first set. Interesting, the comments of Kalaska Haskell, the coach for the Indians, as that is going to be called something, as the down official, the back official, called it an ace. Very timid with the flag. You're going to be an official in this game. You can't be timid. You got to move that flag rapidly and accurately. As that's dug out by Keller. Outside set comes to Meek, and that is in. Meek puts it away. Preston back within a point again, as it goes back to 19-18. So Sage Meek serving now. Outside set. That's going to be in as it's on the line. That's a big point. Emily Swinson hits it off the back line. 20-18 as Minico on top. And that's into the net. Service error as Sanderson with her third error of the first set. Preston back within a point again at 20-19, as Drew Despain will now drop back and serve for the Indians. Little floating serve as the set attempt by Tanner. I think she looked to see where she was going to hit it before she tried to hit it and went right between her fingers. So a mistake there for Tanner. We're tied at 20. Deep serve from Despain. Tanner runs to get it. They'll bump it over, which they do. It becomes a free ball here for the Indians. Middle set, as that's off the hands of a Minico player, and a point there for Haley Windward. And Preston has a lead again at 21-20. So in the waning moments here of set number one, the Indians pick up a lead again. Have to wait to go get the balls. It rolled way back in the corner, back toward the locker room area for Minico. Now we're ready to play, and Despain will serve again. Dug out at the net, they just flick it over. Comes back to the Indians, and Stevenson does the same. Played over, partially blocked at the net. The Indians have it again. Outside set, that'll come to Keller. Keller is going to be too long. We're even at 21. So side out again here for the Spartans. But now Emily Swanson serves again. Good deep serve. That's returned by Despain. Outside set. That's off the hands and out of bounds. They give the point to Windward and give the point to the Indians, who go up 22-21. 3 points from taking the set. Windward will serve again. As that's going to be a bad return. Plays it into an ace for Windward, and it's 23-21. And a timeout again on the floor, called again by Minico. We'll take a timeout. Back with the rest of the first set right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
KACH. KACH.
Preston 2 points from a win here in the first set. As Windward will continue to serve. Outside set, off the top of the block. Tried to keep it alive, they can't. That's Talon Stimson with the point. Minico's back to within one again at 23-22, and they have the serve. As this will be the libero, Bailey Siemens, to serve. Another one of the seniors on the team. Outside set, Keller. Kind of a mishit, but it pays off. She mishit it a little bit. It was partially blocked at the net. Ended up falling in front of the up players who were trying to dig it out. So here's set point for the Indians at 24-22. Stevenson serves for the set. Set in the middle. And that is out of bounds. Point for the Indians, and they'll win the first set by the score of 25-22. So Preston bounces back after a slow start to set one, end up winning it by 3. As we'll take a timeout, we'll come back. Set number 2 coming up here from Preston Gym, with Preston up 1-0.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
The Preston Indians football team has won 3 games in a row, and they look to extend that streak this Friday when they host the Bonneville Bees. The Indians are on a roll as they've matched their longest winning streak in 5 years. Come support the Indians for a homecoming game this Friday night. Our game day coverage starts at 6:30 in the evening, and the kickoff is at 7 p.m. Catch all the action on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and on mylocalradio.com. When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
KACH. KACH.
Welcome back here to Preston Gym. Indians win the first set 25-22 and get ready to go to work here in set number 2. Still waiting for the Spartans to come back out onto the floor, as they have about, well, there's the whistle, so they're calling it back out onto the floor now. So Preston winning the first set, as they have won 4 of the last 7 sets coming into this match and pick up a set win here. So they've won 5 of 8 and ready to go here in set number 2. Referees making sure all the right people are on the court, and it'll be Minico to serve to start set number 2 as Sherry Tanner will come in and serve. So here we go in set 2. Tanner, jump serve at the net. Ball played back over onto the Preston side. Outside set. This is Meek, and that's going to be out of bounds. Too long. As that was Sage Meek. Had to make sure it wasn't touched at the net. It was not, so a point goes to Minico. They lead 1-0. Short serve as the Indians dive to get it. Keller has it from the back row. She'll play it over. Outside set as, again, another short little set blocked at the net by the Indians. And another short play. That's, again, Vorwaller just taps it over and picks up the point. It's 2-0. Minico here early in set 2. Keller knocks it over at the net. There's Stevenson. They got it high, but not high enough, and Stevenson set it right back. And Preston wins the point in the side out, and they're trailed 2-1 and get their first serve here in the second set. Good deep serve by Stevenson. It's bumped over. Despain over to get it. It's going to come outside to Meek. She just left-hand punches it over the net. Comes back over onto the Minico side, and they'll just bump it back once again. Set this time short. It's taken there by Burnett, but off the block, and they hit it out of bounds, so we're tied at 2. Not sure if that was deliberately set short or if it was a mishit by the setter, but Burnett, either way, was able to tool the block and pick up the point. Again, right at the net. Burnett, again, able to pick up another one. Again, another bad set by the Spartans. That allowed the ball to come back over the net again, and Burnett was able to put it away at the net. Outside set this time. Sanderson, I should say, is dug out. That's Sage Meek hits one off the block, and Preston goes up 4-2 as Sage picks up the point. So 4-2, Preston with a 2-point lead as Stevenson will serve again. Dug out by Whitehead, kept alive, outside set. This comes to Longhurst just into the match for the first time, and that's deep in the corner and in. Taylon Stimpson with her second kill of the match wins the side out, and it's 4-3. Preston still leading here in set number 2. The sophomore Taylon Stimpson now serves. Good deep serve right in the middle. Comes to Preston. Sage hits it too deep. Sage getting good height, but not able to get high enough on top of the ball to drive down on it. We're tied at 4. She hit it too deep of the back line. So tied at 4. Here's Stimpson's serve again. Once again, good and deep on the floor. Comes to Meek again. She's blocked at the net this time. Allison Voyer with the block and the point. It's now 5-4. We're going to call that out of bounds. Okay, so 5-4. Preston leads. So take it back. That's not a kill. An error for Sage Meek. Move that over into the kill category, as that'll be out of bounds. Makes it 6-4. So here's Sage will continue to serve. As outside, played over. Whitehead sets back. Haley Meek dug out on the back row. They'll back set this time. This comes to Sanderson. Dug out and kept alive again by the Indians. Outside to Haley. Off the block and down. Point for the Indians. Once again, Haley Meek with a good job tooling the block. Her 4th kill of the match. She leads the team in kills on the year. As Sage will serve again. That's going to be long and out of bounds. So service error by Sage Meek. 7-5, and the serve will go back over now to the Spartans again, with the Preston Indians leading by 2. Back set comes to Longhurst. Blocked at the net, kept alive. Nope, they're not able to. Were the Spartans? They knocked it out of bounds. Good job at the net to block the attempt by Longhurst, but she gets the point anyways. They can't return it. 8-5. Preston now leads by 3 as Whitehead serves. Outside, partially blocked, and Whitehead not able to return it. They deflected it at the net, and then Whitehead was committed to go one way, and all of a sudden the ball was going back the other way behind her. So here's the serve again, back over to Minico. Sanderson's serve, played there by Sage Meek. Outside set, or it comes to Haley Meek, and that's a point. (9-6) on the big hit by Haley Meek. As Longhurst comes out, Abby Keller back in, and will now serve for the Indians. Kept alive by Preston. It's Windward. Windward with a tough shot. And it was taken high off the chest by Stimpson, but not able to return it. So Windward with the point makes it 10-6 as Preston goes up by 4. Good short serve there by Keller. Barely kept alive. They'll set it outside again for Meek. Not able to return that one either. Haley with her 6th kill, and a timeout on the floor called again by Minico. Preston up 11-6. Take a timeout. Back with more right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Indians lead 11-6 here in the second set. They're up 1-0 as they're ready to go back to work here. As Keller serves for the Indians. Almost a misplayed ball at the net by the Spartans. As little short backward shot, trying to pin it in the corner with Stevenson. Minico got a hand on it, but couldn't get it back over the net, and we go to 12-6. So Preston goes up by 6 points. Here's Keller to serve again. Keller, short serve, dug out. Can they keep it alive? Yes, they get it back over the net. Whitehead has it. Outside set to Sanderson. In the middle, windward, as it's off the hands of the defensive player in the back row. That was off the hands of Taylor Shroud. Another point for the Indians, and it's 13-6. 6 straight points here for Preston. Keller serves again. That's off the top of the net, but makes its way over. Outside set this time. Dug out by Sage Meek in the back row. They keep it alive nicely as Keller plays it back over again. Again blocked at the net. Again, it's Keller to keep it alive. Outside, Meek off the hands again of the block. Kept alive by the Spartans. Yes, they get it back over. Nice play. Sage Meek bumps it again back over the net. It comes back over to Preston. Set it to Haley. Short shot. Again, kept alive. And again, Minico able to bump it back over. Back over to Whitehead again. Outside set. Back to Haley. It's off the block and down. Big point for the Indians. They go up 14-6, and Haley Meek with kill number 7 on the match. So here's Abby Keller to continue her serve now. As bumped high in the air. That's going to come off well back. However, it's played there by Talon Stimson and hit it off the block, and Preston not able to return it. So it's 14-7 on the side out, and that ends the points in a row by Abby Keller. That's 7 straight points on her serve. Preston up 14-7. Meek goes right down the line for the point. Another side out with a serve and go back to Preston again. Preston still not serving up very many service errors. They've had 1 in each set so far tonight. That's only 2. They served very well on Tuesday night in the triangular matches at Burley. As trying to just run and tap it over and slamming the lid down with Stevenson with the block and the point. 16-7. Preston back up on top. Drew Despain will continue her serve. Outside, blocked at the net and into the net. They're going to call it too many hits. Boy, I thought they were going to say Windward was into the net, but the point goes to Preston. It was to be too many hits charged against Minico. So the point continues for the Indians, and it's ace for Despain. So Drew Despain serves up the ace, makes it 18-7, and Minico wants another timeout. So Preston leading by 11 here in the second set. They're up 1-0. More action to come.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
KACH. KACH.
Indians up by 11 here in set number 2. Despain will continue to serve. She's picked up 2 points in a row and hopes to continue this run. It's going to be a service error as that's into the net. So 18-8 after the service error. And dropping back to serve now again for Minico will be Bailey Siemens. Siemens is going to go way over in the left corner of the back of the court, serve it right down into the middle. As Stevenson just tries to just bump it over, she gets it back, puts it back over again onto the Minico side. Minico plays it deep. Despain to Stevens, outside set to Sage Meek is dug out. Minico keeps it alive, and it's going to be a double hit. Point for the Indians. 19-8 on the double hit. Again, bump back over onto the Preston side. Kept alive again. Stevenson battles for it at the net once, twice, 3 times, and finally gets the point. Great work by Hannah Stevenson at the net. She kept bumping it over. They kept returning it. And finally, on the third attempt, she was able to win the point. As the serve is off the hands of the back row, kept alive by the Spartans. They bump it over. Back to the Indians with a free ball. Short set in the middle. That's for Burnett, and she's blocked and down. Give the block and the point to Allison Vorwaller. 20-10. Still a 10-point lead here for the Indians. Whitehead sets it to Meek. Short play is good. Sage Meek. Meek picks up the point. 21-9. They have 9 on the scoreboard. I have 10 on my sheet. So somewhere in there is the correct number, as that'll be an ace. The ace served up by Hannah Stevenson makes it 22-9. Set in the middle. Stevenson digs, going to get it. They have to chase it out of bounds. Comes all the way back over to Meek, who puts it back on the court. Heck of a play. Outside, blocked again by the Indians. Kept alive, but this time the point's going to go to Minico. Great effort by the Indians to go after the ball and keep it alive. And then Sage Meek able to bump it over as that ball was headed beyond the scorer's table, where they had to finally go and play it. 22-10, Preston on top. Back set, Sage picks up the point. Sage Meek, who has a lot more vertical in her jump than she did in the first few matches, and she has really played well the two matches on Tuesday night and here so far tonight as well. 23-10, Preston on top. Short set. Preston has it. Haley Meek picks up the point. Kill number 9 for Haley. Set point again here for Preston at 24-10. Here's the serve from the Indians. Outside. Dug out there by Sage Meek. Back set, that comes to Longhurst. She's dug out in the back row. Outside set again, into the net. Point for Preston, and set number 2 will go to Preston as well as they win the second set 25-10 after winning set 1 25-22. Preston's up 2-1. Back with set number 3 coming up next.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel even when the temperature drops below 0. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Football season is back. Reignite your spark right here. Aggie football on the Aggie Sports Network.
The Aggies return home this Saturday as they host Colorado State. Pregame is at 4:30 on Saturday afternoon. The kickoff is at 5:30.
Follow the Aggies all season long on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH Preston, Cache Valley's home for Utah State Athletics.
KACH.
Well, ready to go here as we get ready to go to set number 3. The Minico coaching staff, you can see him down there in the lower left-hand corner of your screen if you're watching on mylocalradio.com tonight, as she has really tried to motivate the team during this between set timeout. And finally, the officials have to blow the whistle to bring them back out onto the floor here to get set for set number 3. Preston up 2-0. Glad to have you with us here tonight. Dan Hubbard, John Beverly, I should say, back in our studios. As with Preston leading, it'll be Hannah Stevenson to serve here as we start set number 3. And Preston looking for their 10th match victory of the year. Here's Stevenson to serve, and we're underway. Here in set number 3 as the outside set is dug out there by Preston. Outside set, Keller. She kind of mishit it and hit it wide. So in all 3 sets tonight, Minico has jumped out to a lead. In fact, they've gone up 2-0 in all 3 sets as well. Here's Sherry Tanner. She will serve. And that's an ace. And again, they go up 2-0. But the lead has never been bigger than that for Minico to start any set tonight. Back set, Keller. That's off the net, and a point again for Minico, as that's going to be too many hits against the Indians. And the Spartans on top here to start set number 3, 3-0. Serve here again by Tanner. Deep in the middle, Whitehead had it. Comes outside, Sparks off the block, kept alive again by Minico. That'll be a lift. Though they're going to call it a double hit, my bad. Either way, it's a point for the Indians. So here's Keller to serve, trailing 3-1 here in the third. Back set, and that's going to be wide. Point for the Indians. Coming around and trying to play that ball was Talon Stimpson, and she hit it wide. Had pretty much a wide open court to shoot at, and hit it wide, and that's going to be out of bounds on the service there. The point will go back over to Minico as they lead 4-2. Here's Stimpson to serve. Bumped over by Keller. Played in the front row by Minico. Outside set, partially blocked, kept alive by the Indians. Outside it comes to Haley Meek. And Meek able to tool the block once again and get that down. And Preston's back to within 1 point at 4-3 as we play here in set number 3 tonight. Outside set, mishit as it was Emily Swanson who was moving away from the court and trying to hit back across the court. Was not able to, and we're tied at 4. Serve is dug out by the Spartans, kept alive by the Indians as the Spartans bump it back over. In the middle, that's Windward with the point. Preston has their first lead of set number 3 as they go up 5-4. Whitehead to serve. Deep in the middle, just bumped back over onto the Preston side. Outside set, Haley Meek is blocked and down. So blocking the ball and picking up the point at the net, it was Megan Sanderson. And we're even at 5 again. And the serve again goes back over to the Spartans as it's put in play by Von Waller. Bump kept alive. They'll play it over off the top of the net. How many hits are you going to give them? There you go. 4 hits charged against the Spartans. Point for the Indians, and it's 6-4. As the libero, Bailey Siemens, comes back onto the floor here for the Spartans. And the serve from Sage Meek, deep, is played outside. Was that blocked at the net? Nope. It was going to be too deep as Megan Sanderson tried to go down the line and hit it too long. 7-5. They have on the board. I had 7-4, but we'll make it 7-5 just for grins. Haley Meek bumps it over. Outside set, comes there, down the line, dug out again by Sage Meek. Again, the return, that's going to be hit too long as Haley just kind of didn't quite get on top of it enough and drove it too deep. 7-6, Preston still leads by a point. They won the first set 25-22, and set number 2 went their way 25-10. As the return of serve comes to Windward, partially blocked at the net. Bumped forward there by the Spartans, blocked at the net by the Indians, back onto the Minico side. Once again, it's Swenson as diving to try to pick it up after it was partially blocked was Sage Meek. She couldn't, and we're tied at 7. She got a hand on it, but unfortunately it knocked the ball out of bounds. At the net, and misplayed there as Windward knocked it down. Tanner tried to keep it alive there for the Spartans, but couldn't. So again, the serve will go back over to the Indians once again, and it's Drew Duspain back on the floor to serve with Preston leading 8-7. Good serve. They just try to tap it over. Duspain has that on the bump. Comes to Keller, plays it over. They'll set it at the net. Outside, Swenson. Dug out by Whitehead. Comes back to Keller again. Keller goes in the middle. That's dug out this time by Siemens. From the back row, they'll play it back over. Outside set. Nope, going to come to Whitehead just to keep it alive. Just knocks it back over at the net. Right there is Windward again to throw the cap on the net and throw that one back down. As it goes to 9-7 now, Preston goes up by 2. Good deep serve put in by Despain. Swinson partially blocked. Can they keep it alive? They do, as it's Whitehead to play it all the way back deep onto the floor. Now she comes up and she has that one as well. Short set there by Stevenson's kept alive. Swinson is partially blocked. Whitehead can't get to that one as it was off the hands of Keller. And it goes to 9-8 side out here for the Spartans. And Emily Swinson will again come up and serve. Preston leads by a point. And that'll be an ace as it goes right through the hands of Drew Despain. That'll tie the set number 3, ties it at 9. Swinson hits it into the net. Service error gives the point and the ball back to Preston again. And they go up 10-9. So here's Haley Whitehead to serve. She had a string of points on her serve the other night on Tuesday night as well. As look out, trying to redirect bodies and get the ball back over the net. Preston finally does. Outside. It's kept alive again by Whitehead. Stevenson will set as it comes to Keller off the block, off another set of hands, and a point for the Indians. Makes it 11-9 as Abby has her 5th kill of the night. And Haley Windward will serve again. Preston up by 2. Outside. They'll just bump it over. Nope. That hits the antenna. Thank you very much. That's a point again for the Indians at 12-9. As Windward will serve again. Blocked at the net, down. Stevenson and Burnett throw the block and pick up the point. As timeout on the floor, that's taken by Minico with the Indians up 13-9. We're back right after this.
KACA. KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So welcome back. Indians on the serve. You haven't missed anything as you come back in the middle of the point. Keller is dug out deep in the back row. They'll set deep again as this is Whitesides to play it all deep, but played it too long, I believe. Point again for the Indians, makes it 13-9. And that's going to be too long on the serve. Service error against Despain. 13-10, still a 3-point lead here for the Indians. As we get some subs in here for Preston. Ashlyn Sparks comes in. Sage Meek will go have a seat. Preston able to increase the lead as they now go up 15-10. As Stevenson's serve is just bumped over from deep on the Minico side. Back set comes to Sparks. Blocked at the net, and a point there for Minico. 15-11. As Sparks didn't quite get up high enough to get it over the net. As Coach Haskell comes over to say something to her, she gets a big smile on her face, does Ashlyn. And the point go back in play. Outside, Keller. And that is in. Abby Keller sticks one just inside the sideline. Her 6th kill of the match, and puts Preston up by 5 again at 16-11. So on the side out, here's Keller to serve. That's in the middle. Short shot. Whitehead has that. Kept alive by Preston. Back to Meek. And she finds the little soft spot right in the middle. 17-11. Preston goes back up on top again. As they lead by 6 here in set number 3. They've won the first 2. So looking for another straight set victory as Keller's serve goes into the net. 3rd service error of this set for the Indians. That is high so far on the night. They had 3 in the first 2 sets combined. As this is a back set, back to Sparks. She goes cross court, out of bounds. So a point again for the Spartans. That makes it 17-13. Taylon Stimson will now drop back and serve. Daughter of the coach. Set outside. Meeks blocked. And the point again for the Spartans. The block came back. Haley got a hand on it, but then Whitehead was not able to keep it alive. So back to 17-14 on the block. As that's bumped over by Whitehead. Onto the Spartan side, short set in the middle, partially blocked, they can't keep it alive. Right in the middle, Allison Vorwaller able to pick up the point, and all of a sudden, Minico's only down by 2 here in set 3, 17-15. Serve, Haley Meek able to set that, she'll get it right back. Blocked at the net as Whitehead keeps that alive. As it'll be Keller just to bump it over. Back set, that's going to be too long. Point for the Indians. As coming right along the sideline, Megan Sanderson hit it too deep. 18-15. Preston goes back up by 3 again. Whitehead will serve. Good serve. Kept alive. This will be bumped over by Siemens, the libero. Set in the middle, comes to Windward. That's off the hands and out of bounds. Point again for the Indians. Wasn't a pretty return by Windward, but it was certainly effective, and it picked up the point. Helped that the ball was misplayed a bit by the Minico Spartans as well. And Preston back up by 4, 19-15. Serves dug out, outside set, Swenson. That will be a point again for the Indians. 20-15 as they go up by 5. Serve is short, however, they're just able to bump it over to keep it alive back on the Preston side. Outside, Haley Meek, partially blocked and picks up the point. 21-15. And a timeout again called by Minico. Preston leads 21-15. They look for the straight sets win when we come back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
KACH. KACH.
Maddie Whitehead will continue to serve. Preston leads by 6, 21-15. As the return of serve is over onto the Preston side, back set comes to Sparks. Short return as they keep it alive. They just bang it over. Comes back over to Preston. Whitehead will set it back for Haley Meek. She's blocked at the net. Kept alive again by Whitehead. Outside again for Sparks. She's blocked. Again, they keep it alive. Back set comes to the Spartans. Mishit there by Sanderson. And a point again for the Indians. 22-15. 5 straight points here for Whitehead on her serve. As the return of serve is just bumped over, and it's an easy shot for Windward right in the front row, and she's able to put that away. 23-15. Whitehead serves again. Preston 2 points away from their 10th match victory of the year. Swanson partially blocked and down. So Swanson able to still pick up a point, tooling the block. And Vorwaller will now drop back and serve. 23-16. Preston on top. Outside, Meek picks up the point with the big kill. Kill number 13 on the night for Haley. Match point here for Preston on the side outs. They get the ball back, and serving for the match will be Sage Meek as they lead 24-16 here. Here's the serve by Sage. Able to return it from the back row. It's going to be too long, and that's set point, match point for the Indians. So they picked up a straight sets win the other night against Burley, and here tonight against Minico, they do the same thing as Preston wins 25-22, 25-10, and 25-16 here in the third. So a straight sets win for the Indians. They're now 10-5 on the year. They've won 9 of their last 11, and we'll come back and wrap it all up for you right after this. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of Cache Valley. By Stokes Market, True Value. By Rouse Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
Interviews, highlights, and analysis with the best in the business. Here we go. Others can talk about the game. Only one source can deliver the goods. And it can only be found right here on the Coach Gary Anderson Show on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Coach Gary Anderson Show, live from Wingers in Logan, Thursday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory. Brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Well, we welcome you back in as Preston able to knock off Minico tonight in straight sets, winning 25-22, 25-10, and 25-16 in set number 3. For Preston, well, the usual suspects able to come up big again. Haley Meek, who leads the team in kills, has 13 more tonight. Abby Keller picked up 6. And it was 6 also for Haley Windward this evening for the Indians. Preston, again, really solid play, not only all of the front and the back rows, but also from the service line. As tonight, Preston only issues 6 different serving errors, and they pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 aces on the night as well. So for Minico, a team that's not real senior base. They have 4 sophomores that play a lot, and that means a young team, and that calls for a lot of learning, on-the-job training, so to speak, and that's kind of what jumped up and bit them again tonight. So with the win, Preston goes to 10-5. They've won 9 of their last 11 overall and get back on the winning side. For Preston, they're now off for a few days after they'll come back next Thursday, 1 week from tonight, as Jerome will be here. The JV match starts at 6 o'clock. The varsity will start around 7:30, and that'll be the next to the last home match. They'll then go on the road for a couple of matches. They'll go to Minico and Pocatello on October 8th and 10th, and then finally back home to wrap up the regular season for senior night against Burley here on October the 15th. So Preston wins it tonight in straight sets. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back and wrap it up all right after this as Preston picks up the victory here tonight.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, welcome back, as that's going to wrap up tonight's broadcast as Preston picks up their second straight sets victory in their last 3 matches overall and run their record to 10-5. As we mentioned a moment ago, they're back home again next Thursday with the Jerome Tigers here in town. As, again, the JV match will start at 6 o'clock and the varsity will get started somewhere around 7:30. So that'll wrap up our show here for tonight. The executive producer of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Special thanks to John Beverly back in the studio tonight as our studio engineer. And until next time, I'm Dan Hubbard. Remember, coming up tomorrow, it is homecoming night, as the Preston Indians football team will be on the field as they'll take on the Bonneville Bees coming up tomorrow night for homecoming. We certainly hope you'll come out and enjoy the game and join us for homecoming festivities on Friday night back out here at the football field. Until then, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for joining us, and have a very pleasant good evening. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.